Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Funny Girl Abroad, and we're gonna talk today about snow. So if you live in an area where there's snow, that's the time for you. Watch this. If you know somebody else that lives in an area where there's snow, go ahead and share this episode with them. Trust me, they need it. Okay, now I live in Sweden and in Stockholm, and there's been snow here for the past couple of weeks, which means basically one thing: it's an emotional roller coaster for all of us. It's not exactly the smooth sailing that it seems snowing. It's fun. It's fantastic, really. It's amazing, but it's fun for about 5 minutes. This is how long your happiness lasts when you live in a place and the snow appears. It's for those 5 minutes are amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Snow is the best thing in the world. It gives you so much joy and happiness. And I mean, you feel like a child. Even I feel like a child when there's snow around, which is weird because when I was a child, there was no snow. I hadn't seen snow. I'm from Greece, and one of the warmest areas at that. I hadn't seen snow since I was in high school. Okay, but I see snow and I feel like, oh my God, it's just like when I was little. No, it's not. But that's what I feel like. So it really makes you, it brings out this joyfulness, and you want to go and play. I want to go and make my snowman and snow women and whatever structures I can make out of snow, just like when I was little. Again, not at all. I didn't have snow when I was little, but that's what it feels like. Maybe I saw it in movies or saw other kids. I do the things that I saw other kids doing. Okay, that's something. That's good enough. That does it for me. This is good enough. I can't believe how snow can be so cold. Literally, it's freezing. It's freezing water. That's what it is. It's cold. It's minus cold. So cold. But at the same time, so cozy. It's so cozy. It's so cozy. It's cozier than a blanket. It's like a blanket. You want to get inside the snow and like get her cozied up inside the snow. What do people do when they see snow? They see snow, they just fall on it. Just fall down, pop, face down. Straight, your face straight in the snow. People go and fall. Imagine how cozy snow is, that people just go and like jump inside of it like it's a pool. Straight down. Do you understand this? You lay down and you like move your arms and your legs, and you do the angels. I tried doing that. Didn't go very well. I think I'm a little bit too mobile, you know, in my legs, and I was pulling my legs all the way up, and it ended up looking like a moth, not so much like an angel. So I was a disappointment. I was going for angel, but I got moth. Well, everybody does what they can, of course. And this was what I could do. But it didn't take away from my happiness for a single moment. Okay, I had the best time with the snow. I got to make a snowman. I got to learn how to make a snowman. I had no idea how to make a snowman, because there's no tutorial for this. I mean, I'm sure there is a tutorial for this somewhere, okay, but I didn't learn this when I was little, because like I said, there was no snow around when I was little. So I didn't know how to make a snowman. Every time I try to make a snowman, do you know what it ends up like? It ends up like, I don't even know how to describe it, you see? There is no word for that thing. It ends up like the first draft of a sculpture, okay? Like the very first draft. It's when the sculptor takes the sculpture and it's just like one pile, but it's just very barely like curved, and it's just it's like a very tall mountain, very tall and very steep. That's it. And then the artist looks at it and says, you know what, I'm gonna continue tomorrow, and then they go to bed. That's what I make when I set out to make a snowman. This thing. It's like the things that you see in caves when you go inside the cave and everything is frozen inside of it and there is just some random pile that is just too tall and you're like, how was this formed even? I suppose something was like, there was some type of drop, some type of leak on the ceiling, and there was a drop just like pop, 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 pop for years and years and years and centuries, and then eventually it created this thing inside of the cave, and then you pass and you say, look, that got made by itself. That's cool. So this is what my snowman looks like. Because I didn't know the tricks. I learned them now. You're supposed to do, a little bit of the snowball effect. That's what it's called. Probably because that's what it's from. It's literally a snowball. So you make a little ball and then you just roll it around, and then it gathers more snow and then you get more ball, and that's called the snowball effect. So that's how you make the snowman. You end up with one big ball, and then that's the body, and then you make a smaller one and you put it on top, and then that's the head, and then with accessories you can improvise. That's the fun part, of course. I was ready to sacrifice all of my pieces of clothing. I was like, here, take my hat, take my gloves, take my jacket, take whatever. What do you want? You want my shoes? I'm gonna walk barefoot in the snow, I don't care. But other people protected me from this, from my worst self and my worst instincts. The people who know. They say, wait a moment, we don't have to go that far. There are other solutions. You find something, look around, look at the leaves, look at the tree, look at the random stuff on the ground. We find something. We'll find something to make an arm out of. We don't have to take your gloves. Easy, you need it. How are you gonna make it home? So I ended up making a super nice snowman. I was very happy with my snowman. It's actually my first ever snowman. I've made snowmen before, but I told you just now how they look, so I'm not gonna even count them. So, long story short, this is what snow gives you. It's amazing. Okay, it's the best time ever, and yes, it worth it. It worth it 1,000,000 times over. But it's gonna come time that the 5 minutes are gonna pass. The 5 minutes of happiness that snow offers you are gonna pass. And then it just goes down. It goes down. It goes down, and it goes down quickly. Because the snow is gonna start melting, and the moment the snow starts melting, all the problems appear. There's even a saying for that in Swedish, I believe. People say, whatever hides in the snow comes to the surface when the snow melts, something like this. I was like, oh my God, what is this about? Is this about like lies and secrets? And I think somebody told me, no, it's mostly about poop, mostly poop. That's what it's, because, animals poop and then the snow covers it, but then, I was like, it was a lot worse. I really didn't have to go that deep there. Not as deep as the poop, but those are the 5 happy minutes that snow has to offer to you, and everything else around it is just a total inconvenience, just a mess. I don't even know what's happening around me when it's snowing. Everything seems to be a disaster, and I don't know what's happening. I forget about all the special clothes you have to wear and all that stuff. There's always some type of weird vehicle around, but I don't recognize. There's always some weird track that is doing something like conspicuous around, but I can't put my finger on. Something's breaking the ice, and something is laying the ice, and I don't even know what they're doing. I just see weird, big, scary vehicles everywhere, all around. At the point where, I stopped even noticing it. At some point, this is my reality now. I live inside of a video game with tracks. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be. I just walk around, and just all I see is weird tracks. Now, just the other day, just a couple of days ago, I'm walking on the street, and there's a big truck, again, doing something weird. Now, normally I would notice. I would be like, oh my God, we should pay attention. What is happening? Is it safe? Should I go around that truck? Is there something? Am I in danger? Or should I take the other street? What do I do? But it's snowing, which means I've seen 1,000,000 of those since morning, since breakfast. So I don't care. I don't even didn't care at all. I mean, I'm not even joking. This thing had one of those, oh, what is it called? You know, the thing that picks up things? There's a word for this in the track community, but I don't really know it. You know, it's one of those that like picks up things like an elephant, you know, like the thing the elephant has. That's my best analogy, what you're gonna do. So it has the thing that picks up stuff. And I literally passed underneath that thing. The thing was pulling stuff up, and I was just passing through, you know, just passing through, guys, never mind me. I just passed through, and then I go to the street where I was going, and then I wouldn't get to the street because it was closed. It was closed off. It was a construction site. It wasn't a street anymore. It was a very closed off construction specific, not pedestrian anymore area. Yeah. So, and everybody was completely fine about it. I mean, they were a little bit too nice, I'm gonna say. Not to complain. I made it out safe. Everything is okay. I can't be mad at the people that they didn't scream at me. If anything, I'm grateful that they were nice. But, you know, they were a bit too nice. So nice that I didn't even notice that what I was doing, I wasn't supposed to be doing, you know? Because I was passing through, and I saw the people looking at me, but like, you know, they were just looking at me. They didn't say anything. I didn't hear anything, you know, so I just passed through the whole track. Now, in hindsight, I was listening to music. I wouldn't be able to hear stuff. And they also were wearing masks, like big masks, you know, for security and safety, which also in hindsight is another sign, but I probably shouldn't be there saying to, but I didn't have a mask, just my headphones. So, you know, inside of their mask, they could be going, Rah! But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. How am I to know? Anyhow, everything went fine, and I just made it back. But what I'm trying to say is that those weird, big trucks that are doing weird stuff are all around, to a point that you just stop noticing them even. I've tried to notice them though a little bit, not only for my safety, but also because I'm a little curious. You know, I'm a little curious. What are they doing? What are they doing when they wake me up in the middle of the night, you know? What are they doing? What are those trucks doing outside at like 5 o'clock in the morning before the sun even comes up? The trucks are out and they're doing stuff already, you know, loud stuff, very loud stuff. I mean, you hear them before you see them, you know. What is it that goes like at 5 in the morning? What is it? I mean, don't you feel the curiosity? You feel the curiosity? Are you following? Are you getting me now? Because even if you're not curious, you're getting curious. You wake up, you know, for days, every day, middle of the night. At some point, it's gonna hit you. You know, I wanna know what's happening there. So I looked a little bit, I asked a little bit, and you know, the trucks are taking the snow away. That's it. It's nothing complicated, really. They're just cleaning the street. They're just, because the truth is, when you go out and there's too much snow, the snow covers everything. You don't know what's what. So if somebody doesn't take the snow a little bit aside from the street, you're not gonna know what's street. You're not gonna know what is street and what is not street. What is pedestrian, something else, you know? You're not gonna be able to tell. It's like when you walk and you see a downhill, you know, and you're like, oh, downhill, I'm just gonna go downhill. And then you step on the downhill in the snow, and then turns out it wasn't downhill, it was stairs. Bah! And then your leg hits, and then you just turn around and you just start rolling down the stairs. You're like, no, it was stairs. How would I know? They don't have a machine for that, unfortunately. They don't have a machine to go out to find all of the stairs in the city and like clean them nicely so you can see it's stairs. You just blissfully walk downhill because that's all you think it is, and then it just comes and bites you. Anyways, so this is what's gonna happen to the city if they don't clean up a little bit. So the trucks come out, they clean the street so you can see that it's a street. They clean the pedestrian so you can see it's a pedestrian. Just clean those things a little bit. And what do they do with all the snow? Oh my God, where does all of the snow goes? Where does it go? So there's two answers equally fascinating. Two that I know of course, there's probably more, but those are the two ones I know of. One is it goes just at the side of the street. Okay, so you're walking the street, everything looks great, you know, pretty even ground on the street and on the pedestrian. You're walking, you're taking the left, and then bam, mountain of snow, mountain of dirty, nasty snow right there. Now, what is under the mountain? I don't know. I hope nothing. Maybe it's a car. Maybe it's a little house. I don't know. Anything could be under this mountain of snow, but I don't really know. But I hope they checked. So it's really big. It's really wow. It's really scary. It's the kind of thing that I imagine kids would go up on and jump down from, though I've never seen kids really do that. I suppose it's not as fluffy. The other area where the snow goes, that I didn't know and it's so interesting, is I believe it's called the Meltinri. Is this what it's called? I don't know. Meltinri. Anyways, I don't remember exactly the word, but you got the spirit. This is what it is. It's the place where they melt snow. There's a place where they melt snow. I don't think it's like a big facility. It's probably just like a, barrel or something. But they put it there to melt. Because here's the thing, if they just throw the snow inside the sea or wherever water goes, if they just treat the snow like water, then you end up with a bunch of nasty stuff inside the water, like the poop we were talking about, of course. So what do? You put it in the meltery, it melts. Whatever has been in the snow comes out in the surface for the world to see, okay? Like the ancient Swedish proverb says. Then, after it comes up in the surface, it also sits down in the barrel, and then the water goes up, and then we can take the water and treat it as the water that it is. But until the snow becomes water, you can't just treat it like water. It's very simple, but then I would never think of that, So they put it in the meltery, I think it's called, and then they take care of everything separately. Water goes with water, poop goes with poop, stone goes with other stone, I suppose. You know what else is really funny? When the machines go out and they tidy up the street, take the snow from here, put it there, put it somewhere nice to melt, just do all of the things nice and safe. Okay, they do all of those things. Now, it can happen sometimes that somebody is parked illegally. Okay, somebody's parked somewhere that they were not supposed to be parked. This is possible also, even almost accidentally. Almost accidentally, if you leave your car somewhere where you are allowed to park, but only until a certain amount of time. Until 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning can be sometimes, like really, really early. And you sleep a little bit over, you didn't mean to, but now you're parked illegally, I'm sorry. So what happens is, 5 o'clock at night, comes the snow machine. Okay, the snow machine comes, clean the street. If you're parked illegally, but don't clean your part, they clean the rest of the street. Everything around the street is cleaned, everything is nice, laid down, snow, straight, you can drive, you can walk, you can do whatever you want. And then when it comes around to your car, my friend, you're gonna have a little wall of snow around your car. So you wake up in the morning and imagine that. Maybe you didn't even know it was gonna snow. This can happen like this, okay? So yesterday there's not even snow. Today you wake up, snow everywhere, and your car is is inside like the 4 walls of snow. And you can't even, you can't dig it out. What happens then? Do you dig it out yourself? Like, can somebody tell me what has been in this situation? First of all, I'm sorry if you've been in this situation, but if you have, can somebody tell me what happens? Do you just dig it out with your little shovel? This is a hard one. That's a Sisyphean task to do. Little shovel, pop. And what happens with the snow? Do you have to cover all of this snow to the meltery by yourself? What do you do? If that's not an incentive, if that's not a disincentive, to not park illegally, I don't know what world is gonna be an incentive. Like, I think it's very easy to follow the law when the potential consequences are around that neighborhood. And I've no idea for how long this car can be stuck there. It can be for a few days. It can be for weeks. I mean, if you can't move it, what do? Do you have to call like the big truck with the, what brings the... Is there a special truck for that maybe also? I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised. And then after even you've survived all of that stuff and, you've made it through the weird tracks and that wake you up at night and you have and you've managed to not have your car stuck everywhere, and all of those things are done, what happens then? Then inevitably one day, it might be in 5 days, in a week, in a couple of weeks if you're lucky, but inevitably, the snow is gonna start melting. Okay, it's not gonna last forever. I'm sorry, there's not gonna be like fresh snow until April. At some point it's gonna melt, and then it goes down fast and it gets ugly real fast. Okay, then we enter what I like to call the awkward snow period. It's the awkward snow phase. It's the equivalent of a guy trying to grow a mustache, but in weather. Imagine this, but weather. Okay, it's like it's snow. It's trying to become snow. It's trying to get to snow, but it's not quite working. It's always melting, then it becomes ice, then it's slippery, then it becomes like all, then the ice melts, then it's watery, it's nasty, watery, like muddy, you can't step, the whole of the city becomes one big, muddy, nasty puddle, all of it. All of Stockholm, as we speak right now, all of Stockholm is a nasty puddle. It's gonna be like this for a few more days. That's what this water is. That's what it feels like. It's horrific. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But we have to suffer it because that's how it is. You can't have the beautiful, lovely, amazing snow time without the nasty puddle time. You can't have well-groomed facial hair without the awkward growing out face. Okay, this is how the world works. And you know what? In the end of the day, honestly, it worth it. I say it worth it 1,000,000 times because the snow and the snow time is so much fun. So let's just try to get through this all together. My friends, my siblings, let's hold each other and try and sit through and withstand and be resilient through the awkward weather phase. It's gonna end. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it's gonna end eventually. Maybe it's gonna end in more snow and then we're gonna have more awkward phase. Maybe it's gonna end in like dryness and dark nightmarish scenery in January and February. I do not know. It remains to be seen. But one way or another, I want us to focus on the beautiful memories we have made playing in the snow. Look through Instagram again and again if you have to. I don't know what to tell you. Do whatever you do whatever you think works. Somehow our happy memories are gonna keep us sane through this period. I'm probably gonna make another episode about this because it feels like this phase is gonna last a little bit longer this year. I don't know. That's my feeling. Hope I'm wrong. I don't want to be the negative here. I don't want to be the Cassandra here, but just saying. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you for sharing it if you did, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.